Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm seeing tons of people join. Welcome, welcome. So today's Instagram Live is welcoming Women in STEM Wednesday, honoring for Women's History Month. So today I'm your host, Paulina Castrillon, and I'm going to have some of our sponsors join us very shortly. I'm just making sure everybody joins the chat. I'm very excited because today's conversation is extremely important. We have actually three hosts, myself, Joan, and Fernanda. They've actually been previous gals who've spoken here on the Instagram Live for Women in STEM Wednesday. But we're actually going to be interviewing some amazing women in the STEM field, from students, professional, private industry, and so on. So we're really excited for you all to hear, to get to know them and get to learn and make it a safe, fun environment. So let me double check, make sure our sponsors, I'm going to be welcoming in Dr. Nee from STEMedia, Sandra from Papaya Tutor, and Eduardo from Luminous Automations. So let's make sure that we have them in our chat. Dr. Nee from STEMedia, we have Sandra from...
What's up?
We have the
Hi, everyone. How's everybody doing?
Good. Excited for
Great.
Hey, Paulina, I think something is off with your audio, but no worries at all.
We get the hand signals.
Yeah, we get the hand signals.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah.
Paulina was saying drop some fire in the comments. So, okay, well, I guess, Eduardo, you can start introducing yourself since you are, yes.
Yeah, I'll tell everybody who I am. I mean, some of you probably recognize me. So I'm Eduardo, the founder of Engineering Memes Guy and Luminous Automation. Yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about Lumis and just kind of what we're doing and the partnership with Papaya Tutor and STEMedia. And but yeah, that's me. What about you, Nee? Introduce yourself, man.
Oh, I'm just very happy to be here. That's for starters. Dr. Nehemiah Mabry, I go by Nee, Dr. Nee, founder of STEMedia. Yeah, this has been a great partnership. Women in STEM Wednesdays, been able to really host this event along with Papaya Tutors, Luminous Automations, Engineering Memes Gal, Engineering Meme Guy, and then of course, all of the phenomenal hosts that we have coming on, including Paulina. So I'm just really happy to be here.
Yes, and I'm Sandra. I am the CEO and founder of Papaya Tutor, and I'm just very happy that I have two amazing men who support this cause. You know, like this is something that was a no-brainer for Eduardo when I brought up the idea to him first. And then with me, you know, this is jump right on it. I was like, you know, Papaya does this Women in STEM Wednesdays, and we should have like an IG Live where we give everybody, you know, a platform with a lot of engineers to talk about, you know, issues and some feedback and some tips to help other female engineers in this STEM world. So yeah, so thank you, Eduardo. Thank you, Nee. Thank you, Paulina. Thank you, everybody. This has been an amazing journey so far.
Yeah. And just to add, you know, for everybody who's watching, you know, Sandra was the person who reached out and had the idea of all this, and this would not be happening if she wasn't doing it. So thank you so much, Sandra. You're doing amazing, and you too, Paulina. Everybody that's going to be hosting today, you know, thank you for taking the time to talking to everybody out there, because I know a lot of people are looking for advice, and I know we've been helping a lot based on feedback and everything I hear. So it's everybody that's putting all the effort, and thank you all.
This is amazing. And I just wanted to say, like, thank you. I mean, Nee, Eduardo, again, Papaya Tutor is so little, and you have been so welcoming and so helpful. And this just goes to show that a woman needs to ask what they want. They need to be specific, because you're not going to get what you want if you don't ask for it. If you don't ask for it, as Lorena says, the answer is always no. So be clear in your communication and always ask for what you want. And, you know, like, thank you. I mean, this just comes to show that it's sometimes up to us to make the difference and create that representation and awareness for more mujeres, for more females in engineering. And look at this, you know, this is so amazing. Eduardo and me, like, they're helping. Eduardo didn't know some of these issues. Now he knows. Me, with the representation of minorities. I mean, we're all trying to make an impact in the world a better place. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hopefully you guys can hear me a little bit better now.
Way better.
Oh yeah, way better.
There you go. As engineers, we are ready. We come prepared. I always keep ducking too. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I'm a strong believer of, I always say it, you cannot be what you cannot see, right? And I think we have a very, very diverse group today. And I'm a big, strong believer of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that's what we're talking about today. So if you guys wouldn't mind introducing our next two hosts, let's bring them in the chat. So you let me know.
I'll let Sandra introduce. I'm gonna leave and I'll let you guys do your thing, and I'll be watching. So thank you all. I'll see you.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys.
Likewise, Sandra, over to you. I can't wait to see this. It's going to be great.
It's going to be fun, guys. It's going to be fun. Thank you.
Look at this man already, like, putting, like, you know, putting us, like, up there.
I know.
Wow, the camera just went way too close to me.
It went too high.
So we have Fernanda Sulantai, a PhD chemical engineer student who came from El Salvador when she was just 11. So some of us are talking about being first generation. She can be, right, like, she's like the immigrant parent, but that she's making it. So Fernanda, I mean, I have no words for how proud of you I am, and I'm very happy.
I'm so proud of you guys too. Everything you do, I love it.
And then we have Joanne, who's also a first generation Latina working at NASA, and who's doing so much on her free time to help other students, to help representation on females in STEM. So I will let you guys have the chat, and thank you again. Thank you, guys.
Okay, Joanne, if you are in the chat, if you can please submit in your request. I, of course, just like as always, I'm the queen of technical difficulties. I'm having technical difficulties.
No worries. Yeah, no, Joanne is joining soon, but Joanne. I'm so excited.
Yeah, Fernanda, por favor, please introduce yourself. I know you did our last Women in STEM Wednesday. My bottom area right now, just kind of, again, technical difficulties, but Joanne, if you are in the chat, please submit your request, and I want to get this started.
Yeah, so as they already kind of introduced me, but yeah, my name is Fernanda. I'm a chemical engineer. Right now I'm at Yale, doing my PhD also in chemical engineering. And I love memes, so we all love this account, engineering memes. And yeah, she says she requested. So we're celebrating Women's History Month. And I'm excited because all of the girls that you guys are today, like, I know them from Instagram, but they're amazing. So yeah, go check out their content, because yeah, they're all amazing and they always share tips, good tips for students.
So again, the technical difficulties, it happens. I'm not able to let anybody in right now. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm not sure that you're able to do that, right, Fernanda? I don't think so.
No.
Nope. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the best thing that I'm going to have to do is probably exit and then come back in. I hate to do that, but I think I'm going to have to do that. I see it. It's there. We're just waiting. We're just waiting. Instagram has their updates.
Hey
okay.
Guys, I'm back.
I see it. I see it. Gotta love it.
I'm back.
Right.
We're back.
You know what it is? I think since Instagram did their updates on like their lives, and it's so new that you can now include the 4 people. Hey, I was just telling her.
Here.
Technical difficulties. It happens, right? I feel like as engineers, we're just like, hey, it happens, but we gotta come prepared. So I'm gonna lower this right here because I got so many things going on. And then I'm gonna start welcoming in our next person. So our next person, Joan, do you want to go and introduce her? Will I go? And you know what? I will say this right now, for whatever reason, I am not able to add anyone in right now. I'm not sure if Instagram made more changes.
I think it's technical difficulties, and it makes us even better, this party a lot better. So
yes.
if Vanessa is out there, please just request in, see
Yeah,
if
request in.
Paulina can get you. Hi everyone, my name is Joan. I am a NASA engineer. As Fernanda was saying, I am extremely excited for the lineup today. All of these ladies I've met through Instagram. I admire every single one of them, and you guys are in for a treat. Hello. The first one that we have is Vanessa. She is a transportation engineer, and she is amazing. Again, I've met all of you through Instagram, through social media, through our amazing STEM community, and I'm really excited to be here to talk to all of you guys and, you know, give them a little bit of a highlight. So Vanessa, if you're out there, come on in.
Definitely. I'm multitasking here. And if you don't mind, Joan and Fernanda, can you guys start just chatting just a little bit about the amazing ladies that we have on chat? I'm going to work on the techie side here, make sure, figure out what's going on Instagram. Thank you very much.
So again, Women in STEM Wednesdays started with the amazing engineering memes guy, Eduardo, Sandra from Papaya Tutors, and Dr. Nee from STEMedia. Also, Loomis Automation, who is run by Eduardo as well. You know, all of this can't be done without their support. And I'm really excited that this has started because it's giving we're highlighting all of these wonderful women every Wednesday. And I know a lot of people look forward to Wednesdays because they get to, you know, see all of these amazing women, whether they're in college, whether they're working. And, you know, it's really exciting to do this. So thank you to Loomis, Papaya, Eduardo Engineering Memes Guy, and STEMedia as well. I'm wearing my mentor t-shirt. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So, you know, that's what we're here.
Okay, so I think we figured out our technical difficulties. We're gonna have to try this one more time. So I'm gonna have to log out of the actual app.
Come back, everyone. Come back.
Come back.
Yes, come back.
This is part of the party. This is part
that
of the
way we can bring on our, you know, extra hosts, our extra guests, because that's what we're here. We really want to highlight these ladies. But again, we know there's always updates on social media. We know there's always changes, but within engineers, and whether you're a student or whether you're in the professional field, when you have hiccups, try and try again, right?
Keep on trying. Never give
up.
Let's come back.
I'll come back, guys. Hey everyone, I feel like we're just going back and forth, so let's make this Instagram live happen. So I'm going to welcome our hosts, Joan and Fernanda, once more so we can get our amazing guests here on the line.
Okay, yeah.
Hello.
Perfect. And guess what? I have a bottom screen where I can add people. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right. We got this. See? Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm. We got this.
Let's make sure. Okay. Vanessa, if you hear me, I'm bringing you in, babe. I'm bringing you in. So here we go. All right. We're waiting for Vanessa.
Coming back. Thank
you. Yes.
Y'all are troopers. I appreciate you guys. Okay, I'm waiting for Vanessa to connect.
We got
Vanessa.
Yes. Okay.
Made it.
Perfect. All right.
Got him. Okay. Awesome. Let's go.
All right, Vanessa. I gave everybody a quick introduction of who you are. Please introduce yourself. Tell us what you do and why you're here.
Yeah, so I've met, I think you guys mentioned earlier before the introductions, like I've met you guys all virtually, like message you all individually. So it's really awesome to like see everyone's faces and be able to talk like this. And even all the other ladies that are coming on this live as well. Like I'm really excited to hear what they have to say. So Joan mentioned that I'm a transportation engineer, a civil engineer, which is a general. So I work on bikeway, roadway, and railway projects. I've been in the industry for 5 years. I started at community college before transferring over to San Diego State, and I'm an engineer in training. So if you know that, what that is, that's an exam that I had to take, and I'm still actually going to be taking my professional engineering exam in less than a month. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. My Instagram is itsvanessa, and I do not just talk about engineering. I try to talk a little bit more about mental health and adventures, because I like to go on adventures.
We love adventures, and we love following you. So kicking it off, pretty obvious. We're all minorities in STEM, whether we're Latina, Asian American, or women. Tell us something that you have struggled in your career, whether professional or through college, being as a minority in STEM.
So when it came to, obviously I'm a female, I'm a person of color, and I really felt that for the longest time that I wasn't sure if I really belonged, because I didn't see too many people who looked like me. I still don't see too many, and it like what Paulina had mentioned earlier, if you don't see it, you don't believe it, and that's why I believe representation really matters. And that's the whole reason why I started showing more about, my personal experiences as a woman in STEM, because I don't see too many. And through, engineering memes guy and engineering gals, I've been able to see so many more women, which is absolutely amazing. But when I was in school or even in community college, it was such a taboo thing, or they're like, oh, you're a girl, you're in engineering. Would give me looks, questioning whether or not, like, why are you taking that major? Like, are you even, smart enough? So those are some of the struggles that I had. And even in my early classes, they would say, oh, you're just gonna drop out and become a business major anyways. And that's sometimes the memes, which is, I laugh about it now, but at the same time, like, I've heard that many times.
Yeah, I'm
So
sure that
those are
we
personal.
all have heard that. I mean, you're too feminine. If you like pink or purple, does that really belong in STEM? I've heard all of that, and I'm sure you have too. So what is something that you would give to, advice to those that are watching right now that are dealing with those kind of, sayings that people are saying, whether in the professional or, in college? What advice would you give to them to overcome that?
My advice would be to ignore the haters. I literally hear Paulina say this all the time, and it gives me so much energy. And so I wish, like, even more people would hear what what she's saying, because I was internalizing, like, you know what, just ignore them. Like, I'm gonna keep going. Like, this is what I want. This isn't what those other people want. So honestly, like, if you can, have that mindset internalized and think about, this is for me. This isn't for anybody else who's giving me those negative comments of being a woman in STEM. Even if it's your family, even if it's your closest friends, like, that's on them. This is me. Let me, figure this all out. So that's my advice. And if you don't, even if you have those times where you struggle to think that way, have those supporters who, will continue to keep you going, because that's the most important thing. Like, having a supporter, whether it's, a family or a friend, that helps you keep going. So that's my advice.
Or hype women on Instagram.
Yes. I'm going to say right now, if you don't mind, I'm going to throw this in there. Community. I can't emphasize. You need to have a mentorship and a mentor, and you also have to have a sponsor, right? Like we talked about, this community. And anyone who's listening right now in life, you're going to do things that somebody doesn't like. It doesn't matter whether it's your mom, your dad, your significant other, your friend. People sometimes, they're going to see you succeed in life, and they're going to have a little bit of jealousy. You're going to learn very quickly who needs to be in your circle and who doesn't need to be in your circle, right? That's just a part of life. So Vanessa, thank you so much. I am so happy that we got you in the chat, that you got to share with us. Once again, if you don't mind, drop down, where can we reach you at? What's your IG? I'm sure we have civil engineers here on the line who probably want to ask some questions. Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you again for having me, and I'll put my Instagram on the chat. And thanks again for having me. Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, perfect. So Vanessa left the chat. So I'm going to wait for my bottom screen here where it should let me add people.
If not, Kartavi can just join and request to join, right?
Yes.
It's not letting me do that. It's one of those things where I would have to refresh it again.
Yeah, going back to what you were saying, community, we built this Instagram community, this social media community. I know when I was going in college, social media wasn't as big. I'm not that old, but it wasn't as big as it is now. So, being able to connect with all of you ladies, Eduardo, Dr. Nee, STEMedia, Papaya Tutors, like all of these people, it it's been really eye-opening to be able to, share my stories, hear your stories, and say, oh my gosh, I went through that too. And just, that sense of community is such a huge thing.
Yeah, no, community is definitely really important. And, what we're doing right now, we're having that conversation. We're vocalizing it, especially during Women's History Month. I always say, when women work together, beautiful things happen. I mean, the three of us have worked on many projects here just on social media. I can't wait outside of social media, the amazing things that we can create and the amazing things that we can do. So our next person, she's a student. So if one of you guys don't mind chatting about her, talking about her, well, I figured this portion out.
Sounds
Yes,
Thank
I
you.
think she graduated last year, I think, from chemical engineering in Cartavi. Yes, yeah, chemical engineers. As I said, I'm a chemical engineer. Joanne is a chemical engineer. So we're super excited to have her.
Chemies Unite.
Okay, perfect. She said, hi, I requested. We're just waiting for it to go ahead and load in. Perfect. I'm just waiting for it.
Yeah, I mean, Fernanda was saying she's a student.
Yeah, she graduated last year, and so yeah, it's like I graduated last year, and because of the pandemic we didn't have a commencement, but this year we're having, at least in my university, we're having a commencement. So that's exciting.
That's really exciting. Yeah, this whole thing is so weird, graduating through COVID. I know that I had friends that graduated college recently, and how they walked the stage was like they were at home and they showed like their name and their major, and that's how like the institution was able to celebrate you, because we should be celebrating all of these students who are going, who worked so hard. And it's unfortunate that we had to go through this quarantine. But like you said, you got to celebrate them. So I'm happy that you're able to celebrate this year, because you need to be celebrated. You are amazing and you've worked so hard for it.
Yes, yeah. So like this year, they're gonna do it in person, but still with a lot of like as safe as possible, because like a lot of people are getting their vaccines. So hopefully, it's gonna be better.
I have my appointment next Thursday, so I'm excited about this. I'm gonna be first dose Pfizer.
Wow, yeah. For me in Connecticut, it opens tomorrow actually. So at midnight, I'm gonna be like refreshing, trying to get mine.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
just to kind of give you guys a quick update, as your techie person here on the back end, I feel like the behind the scenes, thank you so much for keeping the chat going. This is totally group effort, teamwork. I love it. Dream team makes, what is it? The dream team makes it work? No. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Come on, let's go.
There you go. I'm going to have to go ahead and log out for whatever reason.
You want, how about I can log out just to see, and then we'll do it that way.
Okay, perfect. It's just me and you, Fernanda. It's just you and I. We're chatting. So unfortunately, due to technical difficulties, and I have let's see, take turns going in now. Okay, so we're gonna do this. I'm gonna have to go ahead and pull out, and I'll probably bring in our guests individually. So I think that's what we'll do, and so I can have all these ladies have an opportunity to chat. So
do I exit out? Yeah.
Our next person, it's waiting, it's loading. Thank you so much for being patient. Technical difficulties. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you. Hi, my dear.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you,
Okay,
and
perfect.
I can see you clear. Can you hear me? Can you see me clear? Wonderful. You know what? The show must go on. The show must go on. So if you don't mind, I know I'm going to say your name wrong, and I don't like that. So please, if you don't mind saying your first name and dropping your Instagram handle, where we can reach you at, and let's get to know you.
Yeah. Did you get stuck?
Oh no, you froze a little bit.
Okay, it's all good? Yeah. My name is Cartavi.
Oh, Cartavi. Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah.
I want to say it with the Spanish accent and be like, Cartavi.
Do it. Yeah.
Perfect. And what's your Instagram handle?
Yeah, it's at Cartavi. It's Cartavi. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. And so are you like chat a little bit? So are you a student? Are you in the professional field? What are you studying?
Yeah, so I graduated last year as a chemical engineer, and I did, we had options to do emphasis. So I did
Mm-hmm.
emphasis on biochemical engineering. But yeah, I graduated last year from California. I went to UCR and I
Oh,
moved
nice.
back. Yeah, so I moved back to Canada. That's where I'm from. So currently I'm here. There's snow outside. But yeah, I don't work right now, but I do have my own business that I run, and that's what I'm doing right now.
Entrepreneurship. I love it. That's the definition of Women's History Month. We're a multifaceted women. We do just more than STEM. So that's amazing. And again, being that it is Women's History Month, I want to ask you a question, if you don't mind. What does Women's History Month mean to you?
Yeah. So to me, okay, so I didn't really celebrate because I was in school and like it wasn't a big thing. But like over here, I was learning a lot about honoring a lot of not only engineers, but a lot of women that are making history, have made history, and that are not talked about. So I was doing a lot of random research, research on a woman that we don't get to see a lot. So there, I learned about one of the a famous musician's sister that we never got to talk about or hear about, and she was like really big, but we just don't hear about her. No one talks about her, and it's just learning about women that are doing great things or women that we don't know about that have done great things. So
yeah, no, that's great. And that also like goes about what we were talking about earlier, is like community, finding your niche, finding that mentorship. And for women too, like all the women on the line, I can't emphasize, you know, I think we both connected here on Instagram. We both connected, you know, through other Instagram accounts. And you know, the STEM community is so beautiful. And for anyone who's looking for that community, that mentorship, please, whether it's STEMedia has an amazing platform. This is actually being recorded. It's going to be put on YouTube Live, where you can come back and watch it later. So no worries. Besides that, I just want to say chemical engineering is super hard. So I'm very proud of you. That's
Thank you.
Super challenging. I know when I was in school, organic chemistry it like kicked my butt.
Yeah.
But I ended up taking it again and I fell in love with it. So it's something that I truly enjoyed. And if anyone is having some struggling pains with OChem or chemistry, I know when I was in school, I had like Khan Academy, but with Papaya Tutor offers tons of help with chemistry. So even if you're a student now, you can hit them up, you can get the help. If you're even out in the professional world, because even as an environmental safety engineer, I always have to do continuing education. I always have to do just, you know, more knowledge. Knowledge is power. They also offer that help. So, all right, my dear, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our next guest. And thank you so much. Thanks for being patient with the technical difficulties. So
no worries. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Absolutely. Thank you. Bye. Okay, so our next gal that I want to bring in, it's going to be Claudia. I love Claudia. She is a special friend of mine, and let me make sure that I can find her here. I'm going to bring her into the chat because Claudia, if you are in the chat, please send a request. If not, I'm sending you a request right now. I am going to be your host and your IT tech. Okay, so we're waiting for Claudia. I see it waiting. Hello, hello, hello. And you can see me.
Okay, cool. It says that I was connecting, but I can see you now.
Okay, perfect. I want to see people drop some fire in the comments, some questions in the comments, because if you guys are still here, you guys are troopers.
Yes,
thank you.
Definitely.
It has been a challenge.
We're figuring it out, and you're doing great.
Thank you, thank you. See, this is support. This is teamwork, because I too need it.
You're doing great. You're amazing.
So to anyone who's asking what's going on, I just want to remind everybody, this is Women's History Month, and we are doing Women in STEM Wednesday, where we are showcasing amazing women in STEM, talking about what they do in STEM and asking them different questions related to Women's History Month. So my dear friend Claudia, if you don't mind saying your first name, your Instagram handle, where we can reach you, and I'm going to ask you a question.
All right, cool. So yes, my name is Claudia Pineda. I am an electromechanical systems engineering technology major. Oh my God, that was a mouthful. At Cal Poly Pomona, and I am a transfer student. So I was attending Pasadena City College before attending Cal Poly Pomona, and I am also a part-time intern at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, where I do a lot of optomechanical work, and my background is in telescope systems. So that's a little quick intro for me. I try to like say super, super quick.
She said little. That was not little, girl. That was not little. She said little, but she said JPL. So a massive congratulations to your internship. And I'm extremely proud of you because I know you and I have chatted off screen and you've come a long way. And I'm extremely proud of you. So maybe I sound like a big sister, but I just want to let you know I'm extremely proud of you. So I do have a question for you. So being that it is Women's History Month, as a woman, how can we keep fighting and keeping, or like what, I guess, let me ask you this. As a student and working as an intern at JPL, how is it? Is it really diverse? Do you have a lot of women in the area? Is it mostly male dominated? What's your experience there?
Yeah, so I think it's really interesting because you know, I had a call with Gina just before like our meeting and then and like the live, and we were kind of talking about how important it is to have a community. And the reason I say that is because I think I wasn't aware of how much I lacked the representation. I was just feeling like the physical effects. I was feeling really anxious. I wasn't feeling like welcomed or whatever the case was. And I didn't realize why it was that I was feeling like that. But when I found this community and the awareness of how, you know, women need to be supported and need to be just amplified and empowered in the community, I realized how I wasn't feeling that before. So it's like you feel a different sense of, okay, now I'm actually feeling supported. I didn't have this before. So yes, it hasn't really been, I've lacked some diversity. I've experienced like microaggressions and different things like that. But I can now say that I don't have that anymore in my life. And I have this great community where even if you're not like physically with me, I definitely feel like I have all my STEMness behind me in any situation that I may face. So yeah.
No, that's really important. And I know, again, you and I have talked off social media. Even during the time of COVID is affecting everyone differently. And I'm a big advocate of mental health. Whether you're in STEM or not in STEM, COVID's affecting everyone. It hits everyone in a very different way. So finding that community, finding the mentors, finding your friends. I mean, how many of us have become friends through Instagram alone, right?
Yes.
We're doing everything via the telephone behind a screen. So Claudia, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us because I consider you a very close friend. I'm extremely proud of you. Thank you so much for joining us, and happy Women's History Month. Women's History Month is every day. Keep fighting, keep advocating, keep doing you because you're building the stepping stones for the next girl behind you. So thank you.
Absolutely. Yes. I just want to say quickly, mentorship is super important. So definitely look out for that. Networking, this community, we're networking in itself. And look at Paulina. She's super amazing. I am so like proud of you, and you inspire me every single day, and you're doing great. Look at how you're handling the situation. Honestly, it's just great. And thank you for all your hard work. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah. And before you leave, if you don't mind dropping your Instagram handle in the comment, because I know people already want to reach you. So perfect. Yeah. And then everybody who's here, I want to see the fire emojis. I want to see the hearts. I want to see the love. This is a positive environment. So thank you guys.
Yes. All right. I will see you guys soon. Bye.
Perfect. On to our next amazing gal. And I'm going down a list. We're going to do this together, you guys. Our next amazing gal, her name is Sonia. Now, Sonia, oh, I'm so excited to talk to her because every time I go on her Instagram, this girl has amazing projects. She's super sweet. She's a first gen. So let me find Sonia because I really am so excited to chat with her and have you guys meet her too. So let's bring in Sonia. Okay, it says it's waiting. It's like, there she is.
Hi.
Hello. I was just telling our viewers, I'm super excited to meet you. You and I haven't really chatted too much, but you know, I'm always on your Instagram. I'm like, I just saw your project with the heel, STEM and fashion, right? So if you don't mind, Sonia, I know I've already said your name, but say your name, introduce yourself, what's your plug, and tell me a little bit about yourself, and I got some questions for you.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Paulina. So yeah, my name is Sonia Camacho. I'm a fourth-year computer science systems major at Oregon State University. I'm also in the accelerated master's program, so I'm a first-year master's of engineering student. So I'm doing like a 4+1 program. I'll stay 5 years and come out with both degrees, which is really exciting. I love fashion and tech, and on my page, you'll often see me combining both of my loves, and also just giving tips for other students. I've said this before, but I went to college with my sister, and then the moment that she graduated, I felt so alone. And so that's why I started all my social media to kind of like be a mentor or like a big sister to other people. So yeah, that's a little bit about me, and yeah.
No, that's great. I love it. And, you know, it's really interesting because, like I said, I was seeing the heels and like STEM and fashion, and it brought to my mind because Luminous Automation. So, if anyone's kind of familiar with Luminous Automations and like what they do, it's a lot of engineering designs, program designs, mechanical work. And as someone, you know, I work in aerospace. I work on the environmental health and safety engineering side, but I work a lot with programs. I work with electrical safety. And I look at you ladies and I'm like, damn, how do you guys do this? But it's also really interesting because Luminous Automations is working towards that. And they're always working with students. They're working with folks fresh out of college. And so that's amazing. But again, we're here because it's Women's History Month and I want to advocate for the voices for ladies. So I want to ask you this, if you don't mind. Let's see. Ooh, this is a good one. What does women's history mean to you? And what advice would you give a man to talk about Women's History Month?
Yeah, so I guess what Women's History Month, like we said earlier, like every day is a day to celebrate women. But I think being in the engineering, like especially as a student, like in this field, something that I've kind of like realized about this month is it's kind of about just educating your peers or your coworkers, whatever kind of man is in your life, and more so just like bringing the awareness and the attention to maybe some of the challenges that us women, minorities might feel on a daily basis. And, you know, it can be something big or small, like, you know, it could be someone like big in history that we're celebrating, or it can be, honestly, to me, like Women's History Month, like also just is, like I said, about recognizing like little microaggressions and like talking about that and making it more aware and talking about just like women in a space and just kind of like normalizing it, especially in the engineering and computer science like field that I'm in, especially as a student. So yeah, I think it's just all about celebrating any accomplishment, big or small, and bringing awareness to all women around you. So that's kind of what I would say.
Yeah, no, that's beautifully said. And especially as a student, I remember when I was in school, I didn't have a lot of females. It was, again, still male dominated. And I was the only girl. And when we would be put in group projects, and sometimes I feel like I would be kind of shunned or outcasted. So anyone who's listening, if you're a male and you're a student and you have a female in your group project, I don't want you to outcast her. I don't want you to shun her. I don't want you to do the work and then say, oh, just put your name on it. No, let's treat everybody equally. Let her work, because guess what? She's there studying the same thing that you're studying. I'm a big person on, you know, my good friend, I see him here, Elio, the space mechanic, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, right? Let's do that. It's 2021. Let's work together, because at the end of the day, as students, what's our goal? Graduate. We just got to make it. We just got to make it.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Sonia. Where can we find you?
Yeah, you guys can find me at Sonia Macho on Instagram and on TikTok, and then my YouTube is Sonia Camacho, and all my links are in my bio, so you can head over to my page. Thank you so much, Paulina, and engineering guy, Papaya Tutor, STEMedia. Thank you so much for having us. You know, get a little bit more exposure and just kind of connect. So thank you, everyone, and I'll see you guys in the chat.
All right. Well, bye, Sonia. Thank you so much. Keep dropping them fires. Keep dropping them hearts. It's a positive environment. We love, 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 love to see it. All right. We got our next lady, our Astro Bad Honey. Ooh, I love her. So I've actually talked to her with other Instagram accounts, and she's a sweetheart, but I'm going to bring her right in right now. Let's see if I can find her. Yes. Okay. Let's see. It says waiting. Look who it is. Look who it is. Hey, my dear. How are you? Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you. I can hear you. Can you see me?
I can hear you. I can see you. First of all, I love your lipstick. Whatever, that matte lip is gorgeous.
Match the shirt, you know.
NASA, got to give it up for NASA. So if you don't mind, my dear, I want you to go ahead and say your first name, your Instagram account, or where we can reach you. What's the plug?
Hi, everyone. So my name is Baden, and you can reach me on Ask Your Bad Honey. I am currently a mechanical engineering student who's, I guess my ultimate goal is to focus on rocket manufacturing for human spaceflight. So that's what I'm really prioritizing right now. But aside from that, I have always been into plane, and I love creating and breaking. So I'm currently taking up some pilot classes in the fall and hoping to go back for that. So that's little about me.
No, that's awesome. And I know we've talked on, like, again, other Instagram accounts, and when you were telling me some of the things that you were doing, I was just left like, what the hell? Who is this? No, she's amazing. She's phenomenal. I'm extremely proud of you. And goodness gracious, like, inspired. But
I'm inspired by you, literally, from the we met on the Engineering Galentine event, Engineering Gals.
yes, we did.
Ever since then, obsessed.
Oh, thank you. It's giving me some motivation doing this live. Thank you. So let's get into some questions because it is Women's History Month. And I want every single one of you gals to use your voice and express your voice on, you know what, Women's History Month. So one of the questions I have, and I have a bunch of questions, but with technical difficulties, I had all my water spill on my paper.
It's okay,
right?
we got this.
Murphy's Law. You guys know what Murphy's Law is, right? So one of my questions that I have for you, if you had to give yourself, your younger self, advice, what would it be and why?
Yeah, definitely. I think that I've had a lot of progress in my academics and my personal growth over the last year. I feel like COVID was kind of a breakage point and a stop point for everyone's life. And we really got the time to figure out, okay, this is me, this is what I like. So one advice that I would give to my younger self is that you can do this. For the longest time, I've had the lowest self-esteem, and I just had no faith in myself. Like, I would do something and I'd be like, okay, you could have done it better. And meanwhile, objectively, I did my best, you know? So something that recently, if you've seen, I won the 0G flight.
I did see it. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I won the giveaway. And when I was filming that video, I took like 100 tries for my 30 seconds. And I was like, okay, there's no way I'm going to win this. Like, even before I submitted it, I was like, yep, I'm not going to win. And I took a step back and I realized you didn't even put it out there yet, and you're already judging yourself for it. So one thing that I would tell my younger self is that you can do this, and you are made for space. Like, space is for you. Engineering is for you. So even if you're doubting at this moment, this little 4 years or 6 years or 5 years does not define your entire life. There's so much. You just got to get this degree out, and there's so much. And I remember I saw this on a live once that someone said that a degree is like a ticket. And once you just swipe in, you're in this whole world of opportunities, and there's so much to do. So that's
I like that.
Yeah, it's so good, right? It's a ticket to your future.
That's a good one. Hold on, I'm gonna write that one down. I like that one. And I'm glad that you said that. A space. Because I think I heard someone else say this maybe at another chat. They said, I'm not made for space. And someone chimed in and said, take up space. Take up space, right? Someone hashtag that, take up space. You are made for space. Take up the space. And I really like that you mentioned that. Your degree is a ticket. It's almost like that Willy Wonka. You got the golden ticket. This is going to get you into the door for the new opportunities. So I have to just say, first of all, thank you for joining the Instagram Live. Thank you for being patient with all the technical difficulties.
No, thank you. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah, what you've done today is completely so insanely amazing, because I would have had a like full-on freak out right now. I'd be like, oh my God. But look at you doing so amazing.
But you know what? That also teaches us a learning lesson, because in life, and I've learned this the hard way, you can plan everything out. I think a lot of us who are in STEM, we are control freaks, right? Like we like organize. We like to have control. We like to know everything. We need the details. I like to have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. But in life, sometimes your plan A doesn't go, you know, as planned, and sometimes plan B doesn't go, and sometimes you have to just like let loose and go with the flow, right? So that's a beautiful learning lesson. Maybe my 30s have taught me that. 30s is the new 20. So, but otherwise from that, my dear, thank you so much. I want you to drop your Instagram plug after in the comments so people can go and find you. And please, 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 I want everyone to go to her Instagram account, shoot her a follow, shoot her a like, because I hope you're going to be recording, or at least you know, when you go to Las Vegas with Galactic Gal. I really want to see that. It's going to be super cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I have a YouTube channel, so I will be vlogging the whole experience because I cannot believe I won. So I'm still in shock, but I will be documenting and sharing it all with you all.
Yay. Okay, I'm super excited for that. All right. Bye, my dear. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye. Okay, let's see. We have our next lady. Waiting for Natalia to load. We're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting. Once more, thank you everyone for joining. Hey, I see you.
Hey,
do you see me?
I see you. I hear you. Do you see me? Hear me?
I see you. I hear you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being patient with us. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm like watching all this happen. This is life of an engineer. This is seriously life of like what we have to deal with all the time. Going and have to troubleshoot, having to be so present, having to not freak out when things go wrong.
And imagine doing it in front of customers. This is my job. And still look at your customers and be like, it's going well. It's going
Yeah,
great.
we're good. We're good. You're good.
I'm not.
Totally.
Nothing's wrong. Oh my goodness. But like I said, I already said your first name, but I want you to say your name. I want you to, what's your Instagram plug? Where can we find you? And yeah.
Yeah, so hello everyone, I am Natalia. My Instagram handle is nataliapascual.co. You can find me there. We love to talk about self-growth. The community also is a big thing, so important. So I love joining these types of collaborations. So I am currently a business application analyst at a diagnostic company in California, but I have a mechanical engineering background. So I did mechanical engineering. While I was in the workforce, I switched to tech, and I'm also currently a grad student in my master's for information systems management. That's a handful right there. So we like learning over here. That's what it is.
No, that's great. You know what? Knowledge is power. Education is great. And as Women's History Month, you are a woman, hashtag taking up space. I feel like I just made a new hashtag this.
I loved that so much.
Take up space, take up space. And you're doing that. And I believe, like we chatted a little bit, you're first generation Latina, ¿verdad?
I am. Chapina over here. I don't know if there's other Chapinas. Hey! That's a Guatemalan. Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. If you're first gen, drop it. Drop your flags. Where's your family from? Where are you from? We want to see it. Because again, I'm going to keep saying it throughout this chat. DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, right? We're going to include everybody.
Representation matters.
It does. You cannot be what you cannot see. So with Women's History Month, I have a question for you, okay? As a woman, we're here, we're talking, we're speaking about women's history, and we're giving gals a voice. But what can we do? All the girls in this chat, what can we do to keep the voices louder? Besides being on Instagram, I want actions. I don't want to talk about it. Natalia, what are some actions?
Oh, I love this question. Well, there's a couple. First off, like you were saying, Instagram is such a good foundation. We're here now. We're a community at this very moment, everybody who has joined us. But what happens after? What happens behind closed doors? Mentorship. I know Joan had her sweater. For those who couldn't see it, she had her mentor sweater, which is so cute. Yes. But mentorship, we kind of keep coming back to that community, coming back to that support group, coming back to that safe space. Because in order for us to grow, we need an environment that's going to help us grow. There's a saying that I liked before, that we can't grow if we stay in the toxic environment that like constrained us. Yeah, we need to get out of that environment, you know? So for us ladies supporting other ladies, we need to support outside of the Instagram. We need to have maybe conferences, you know, like doing actual events. It's such a basic, but a huge momentum to really show people, kind of like what you were saying, right? We need to show people that it's possible, that we're out here. I think also sharing stories it's crazy how far that can go.
Absolutely.
So far.
And you know what? I think another good one, and then just to add it in there, talk about your money, right? I know money is taboo, but we need to close gender pay gap. So how do we do that? Well, guess what? We're going to talk about money. I've had people slide in my DM and ask me, like gals straight up ask me, if you don't mind, if you feel uncomfortable, you don't have to answer, but how much do you make? I tell them how much I made at my first job. I tell them how much I made at my intermediate job, and you know what I make as a senior level engineer. Because to the next gal, maybe she's doing way more work than me and being underpaid, but she doesn't know that, right?
Absolutely.
So it's sharing those little tips and tricks. And another thing outside, besides Instagram, how else you can help women, whether you're in school or whether you're in the workforce. If you see a woman, you know what, next to you, and even on the Zoom call, how many of us are on Zoom calls and like we're trying like, you know what? Speak up for your friend and be like, hey, Chad, Natalia's trying to say something. Speak up for her. Give her the space. Take up space. Take up space. It's those actions.
Of course. I think those conversations can feel so uncomfortable for us who might be standing up for someone else and for those who need to stand up for themselves. So practice. Like literally go with a friend, someone you trust, be at home, like practice having those conversations. I know everybody on their own time thinks about scenarios in their life. Think about this scenario. You know, I think the important part is being present. The fact that these things are happening in our everyday. So being able to prepare ourselves, being prepared is so important. So being able to prepare ourselves for situations like that is like the start of changing the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I just want to say, as a first gen Latina to another Latina, thank you. Thank you for doing what you're doing. Thank you for breaking all the mold and all the stereotypes and anything that our family or friends or anyone has ever said to us. Hey, no me importa. You're doing it. You're doing something that you love. And one thing that I'm a big, big advocate is everything that I'm doing it for the next girl behind me so she doesn't have to kick and scream the doors. And that's what we're doing. The next girl who comes into that company, she shouldn't have to fight. We're fighting for you, boo. So
of course. And I think this is where like sharing those stories, right? Because then we can show like another Paulina that's Latina, another Natalia that's Latina, you know, or somebody who looks like us, who sounds like us, who've gone through similar stories. Like they'll be able to see when we share our stories, this is possible. This could be my reality. So I think that's so important. So thank you so much for doing this. Great job also again at troubleshooting this whole thing. You're doing fabulous.
Thanks, babe. I appreciate it. Hashtag take up space. Hashtag take up space. And happy Women's History Month. Women's History Month is every day. Make it a hashtag. Every day. Celebrate and admire and support women all day, every day. Otherwise, from that, thank you so much, my dear. Have a beautiful evening. Stay safe. COVID's still going on. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Okay, we have our next guest. So our next guest is actually another dear friend of mine. Her name's Priscilla. She's a student. She's a mechanical engineering student. So if you're a mechanical engineering student, drop mechanical engineering student. If you're a civil engineer, I want you to drop, what do you do? Are you an environmentalist? Are you mechanical? Are you civil? Are you electrical? Drop. I'm going to bring in Priscilla right now. Let's bring her in. All right, we're waiting for Priscilla. So I'm gonna wait this to load. There she is.
I'm here. Yay.
Hello. How are you? Can you hear me? Can you see me?
I can see you, beautiful, and I can hear you. Can you
wonderful.
See me and hear me?
I can see you. I can hear you. I sound like a Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now?
I know. It's like,
can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Oh, man. Whew, it's been a day. But I've already kind of said.
Killing it.
Thank you, my dear. I appreciate you. I want you to go ahead and say your name and your Instagram handle or where we can find you, or if you have any other social media outlets where we can come find you.
So hey everyone, my name is Priscilla. I am a mechanical engineer and my IG handle is Priscilla_engineer. Nice and simple.
Nice. So I have some questions for you, Priscilla, because again, it's Women's History Month. We're talking about, you know what, showcasing our voices. We have phenomenal ladies. Absolutely. We've had some phenomenal ladies. We've had ladies in industry. We've had ladies who are students. You and I have talked many times off of Instagram about many different type of conversations, right? Yes. And so I want to ask you, as a mechanical engineering student, you know, right now, I know, granted with COVID, so you can tell me before COVID or after COVID, are you the only woman in a lot of your classes? I'm just going to be blunt. I want to just know.
That is a great question. Yes, I am the only woman. It's only me and one other girl, and that's about it as far as for our senior class for mechanical engineering. So it's definitely, you know, it brings it home, right? Like, knowing that we're the only ones and we're basically representing, because in mechanical engineering specific, the likelihood of there being women in there is so low.
Right.
So, yes.
And let me ask you this, because mechanical engineering is pretty challenging. I mean, do you Do you think, I mean, I don't want to say that you think it's challenging because it's a challenging course, but I know when I was in school, I was taking a lot of like thermodynamics, calculus, physics, and thermodynamics kicked my behind. And like I had mentioned before, I was like living in tutoring. And I know also as a Latina, like my parents couldn't help me with physics. My parents couldn't help me with calculus. I had to go to tutoring, and I would always struggle because for whatever reason, because I couldn't understand it in school. How am I going to explain to a tutor when they would say, well, what's the problem? I don't know. That's why I came to you, right?
Exactly.
So I'm really grateful to Papaya Tutor because Papaya Tutor offers so much help, even within the engineering, like mechanical engineering, electrical engineering. And I want to ask you, what's the most challenging class you've taken?
Oh God. Okay. So it's like all of them.
Yeah.
Right. My top like most difficult course to this day, I think, was Thermo 2. I went in so confident in Thermo 1, and I was just like, why do people complain about this? Like, it's so easy. Like, I totally can do this. And then Thermo 2 came, and I was just like, what? Like, what? There's so much to take into. It's just like all of these different systems and just having to figure everything out. So it was definitely difficult. It was also a change of pace with professors, which you always have to adjust as a student. But as you said, using those resources, I was not too embarrassed or too shy or to just be like, you know what, I don't understand it. Like, explain to me like if I'm 5. You know, you have to be able to ask for help. Like, go to like your professor's office hours. Like, that was my biggest thing. My professor, you know, all of them being males, was very like, I didn't want to go up to him and him think like, oh, look, another female that's asking for help, you know. But I had to just like put my pride to the side, and I was like, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna ask, and I'm gonna like, because it's gonna benefit me in the end. And I need to be able to understand this to pass the course. So Thermo 2 was definitely one of those courses that I see, and I'm just like, oh, done and over.
Saying, girl, it's everything I was able to teach myself, take my time, be patient myself. So the more and the more that I've talked to Sandra, because I've actually asked her, as you know, the CEO of Papaya Tutor, I asked her, I was like, how does this work? Because I always have students coming to me saying, Paulina, I need help with math, or Paulina, I need help with this. And like, Paulina, you know people, who can I go to? And I'm just like, oh, okay, go to Papaya Tutor. Whatever questions you got, whatever they need, they got it. And I don't know if you knew this, but fun fact to anybody who's listening, and Sandra, you can leave it in the comments, pero papaya is a slang term in South America. So my family even says it too. Papaya is almost like it's easy, like, es papaya, como se huela. Like,
really?
Yeah. So
I had no idea.
Yeah, and
that's
so my
family. That's clever.
Yeah, so my family, actually, my mother was born in Uruguay, and so she says that too, like, es papaya, like, it's easy. So your tutoring method is, what is it? It's an easy tutoring method. They're there for you. They're there to help you.
Definitely.
Es papaya. So everyone just learned a new word.
I get that. I get ladies too, like, or, you know, men that reach out to me and ask like, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? And it's so, like, I wish I could help everyone, but everyone's studying approach is completely different. Like, what works for me may not work for you.
Absolutely.
But going to a tutor works for everyone. That's something that, like, is across the board. Like, going for someone and just going directly for help. Like, I can tell you how to study and how it works for me, but going to a tutor,
be different.
Yes, you have to go. And like Papaya Tutor and all these resources are just out there. Like, especially nowadays, you have to take advantage of it.
No, absolutely. And I just want to say thank you. I love you.
I love you too.
And happy Women's History Month, because again, even off the camera, you're truly, 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 genuinely an amazing person. You're a kind soul. I'm so happy that, and I hope all of you, the viewers, please follow Priscilla. Please check her out. She's amazing. She has some really cool senior design projects. I'm watching it on your stories.
Senior design is kicking my butt, but we're doing it.
You're doing it. So thank you so much. And before you head out, please, you know, make sure to leave your Instagram handle in the comments. And I want to wish you a beautiful, happy Women's History Month. Hashtag take up space. Women's History Month is all day, every day.
Hashtag. That's gonna be like the new one we use all the time. Like,
somebody make a shirt, make a shirt right now. Hashtag take up space.
Take up space.
There you go. Thank you so much, my dear. Love you.
Thank you. Yes, you're killing it.
I'm trying. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. If you're still on here, I know we're going a little over, but our next gal is a dear friend of mine, another dear friend of mine, Chloe the engineer. Chloe the engineer is a civil engineer, and she's freaking phenomenal. I met her here on Instagram, and she has an amazing hashtag, Stomping Out Stereotypes. and she started this photo, and you can actually see it on my Instagram account, where it's to kind of motivate women. Here she is. I'm just hyping you up already. I'm just talking about you because she's someone who inspires me. Like, again, the famous photo, which I'm going to have you talk about. But before I just, praise you, my dear, tell me your name and tell me what's your Instagram handle and where can I find you?
Okay, we good? You can hear me?
I can hear you. I can see you.
Perfect. Hello. My name is Chloe from Chloe the Engineer, nice and simple, at Chloe the Engineer. I'm a civil engineer. All my civils out there in Los Angeles, California. So.
Oh, boy. I had to do it one time for the gram. One time. Awesome, Chloe. So it's Women's History Month, and you're someone who inspires me. I see you out in the field. I see you out in your steel toe boots. I see you out in your hard hat, in your, I was going to say highlighter vest, but pretty much our highlighter vest, I see you out there, and you are what? The only woman there? Can you tell me a little bit? Is there a lot of women out there in the field with you?
No, so on my current project, I'm pretty much the only girl out there at all times. So it is a pretty interesting construction site, but yeah, our percentages in civil are getting a little bit better. But I also work in the power industry, and the power industry is very male dominated. So
absolutely.
And then in the construction industry, it's very male dominated. So
no,
put those two together, and you've got pretty much no one
I 100% understand. My very first job was in construction, and I would laugh because, again, when you wear your hard hat, in the summertime, you sweat a lot. And so I remember a male colleague had made a comment saying like, oh, it's so hot, I can't be here. I was like, bro, if my eyebrows are melting and I'm still here, you can hang out here, because my Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid liner got to stay put. But nonetheless.
But when you talk about hard hats, it's funny because we always joke because when it has like the little pad right here, mine is like drenched in foundation from wearing like foundation. So whenever there's like a bunch of hard hats on the ground in the project trailer, someone will pick it up and be like, oh, this is Chloe's, because it has all the foundation on the
So I'm going to go ahead, and I have a question for you, Chloe. And this is going to be a challenging question, so take your time. But as a woman, being in STEM, male-dominated industry, have you ever dealt with microaggression, sexual harassment, discrimination, out on the field? And if so, how did you handle that?
I mean, yeah, definitely.
Talk to me. Tell the girls here.
One of my biggest examples is like twice I've had two experiences of just pure straight out being called the secretary because I was the only woman in the meeting. Once was just him literally saying like, oh, can I have those whatever documents he wanted? And I was like, what? I don't have that. Like, I'm the civil. And then I didn't say I'm the civil. I just said, I was very confused. And then he's like, well, you're the admin, right? And I was like, yeah, bro, come on. Like, to be honest, that was the first time it happened to me. And I handled it horribly because I just like was in shock and I just like didn't process it. So I kind of just stared at him with like an ugly look on my face, and I think he figured it out and just like kind of like had his tail between his legs and left. The second time I actually didn't have to do anything, and this is what I always talk about male allies being just amazing, tiny little things that they can do that make a huge difference in a woman's career and life. So the second time it happened, I was slid a notebook and told that I just had to take notes in the meeting.
I love this story. Yes.
Yeah, and I, again, like literally didn't even have a second to process what had happened, and my amazing coworker right next to me like grabbed the notebook and slid it back, and he was like, bro, she's not your secretary, like take your own damn notes. And like nothing, it kind of just like sizzled out from there. There was no like, I didn't have to be like the crazy emotional woman, like nothing. And that guy never did that in a meeting again, because he like was put in his place by his male peer. And to my coworker, like it meant nothing. He was just like doing like, that's stupid, but to me it was like a huge deal. So that's why I always preach to men, like sometimes the littlest things that you do for your female coworkers are like the biggest deal to them, even if it doesn't seem like a big deal to you.
Absolutely. No, the little things matter. And I can't tell you how many times where I've worked with male colleagues, I have some group of guys, it's like, whatever. And then there's, like you said, you find your niche, you find your group, you find your community, and it's like these guys, we back up each other, because at the end of the day, we pretty much like live at work. We want to make sure that we complete the task. We are doing great productivity, great quality of work, keeping it in a safe environment. And hey, you got my back, I got your back. At the end of the day, like, we still got to go talk to our director and make sure we complete our task, right? We're at work. So that's really important. And even I do that with my male colleagues. And even just here today, like, we're on a male dominated Instagram account. It is very male dominated. So thank you to Eduardo for being that male ally, to letting a bunch of women take over your Instagram account. Thank you to Dr. Nee, STEMedia, to also helping women and speak and use their voices, especially during Women's History Month. But, you know, I know Dr. Nee is amazing within STEMedia, constantly advocating for all women within Engineering Gals, because I work with Engineering Gals as well. Engineering Gals is phenomenal. They work with STEM Noir. They work with amazing women. So a little bit, just that little thing that you guys do really, really helps us. So thank you so much to you guys. And I hope all the men who are listening keep supporting the women that you love, because when we all support each other, we all go up, right?
Yes.
So I love it, Chloe. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. And again, I hope people follow you, go see you, because this woman's freaking amazing. She has a whole hashtag. I can't wait for the sweater. I can't wait for the sweater to drop. I know it's gonna drop. I can't wait for your merchandise to drop one day. I'm just gonna put it out there right now. It's on live. It's on live.
Yes, yes. Everyone, if you have not already, create a Stomping Out Stereotypes post. Just go check it out and you'll know what it is, but create your own version. I love to see them. They're still popping up all the time.
Yes,
so
yes. If you are listening, do it right now. Go take a photo. You can look at my photo. It's your work boots, steel toe boots, and some heels. It could be flats. You know what? And then tag Chloe. Use her hashtag. We want to see it. Please, 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 please keep doing it. So, Chloe, happy Women's History Month. Take up space.
Yes.
Women's History Month is every day. Hashtag take up space. I'm going to see you on Friday. Well, I guess I'll talk to you on Friday, because we're going to have an important conversation on Clubhouse. I can't wait. Otherwise, from that, my dear, thank you so much. Make sure to drop your Instagram handle in the comment, and have a beautiful, safe evening. Give me a hug for me.
Yes, give Kevin a hug.
I will give Kevincito a hug for you, my dear. Bye.
Bye, love.
All right, everybody. We have our last guest, another friend of mine, Eva. Ooh, I'm so excited to chat with Eva. So let's bring in Eva into the chat. Here we go. I'm so excited for you guys to meet her, chat with her. She's another first-generation Latina. She is in Texas. Here she is. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for being here.
You don't have to thank me. You've been doing so well. I'm just excited to be here. And thank you everyone that has stayed on, because I know it's like 6 minutes over, but I'm happy that we made it.
No, we're a little bit over, but that's okay. The show must go on, right? As engineers, we came, we saw, we conquer. We're going to get it done. So I want you to go ahead and introduce your name and your Instagram handle, or wherever we can find you.
So hi everyone, my name is Eva Ruiz. I graduated from the University of Houston downtown with a degree in computer science. I'm a first-gen Latina. I'm also an immigrant. So I also had those struggles, and I just started off in December. So I'm still navigating that part of my life as a young professional. And my Instagram handle is at eva.noemi. I was about to say punto, but eva.noemi.
No, I do that too. Sometimes I go back and forth with my Spanish and English, so no worries. But you and I have chat many times, even off of Instagram, and you are someone who is not afraid to be outspoken. You are someone who is not afraid to stand up, speak up, and support. And these are the 3 things that I constantly say. And I love your page. I love what you're doing. I know you are a busy bee starting a new job, a new company. So I'm proud of you. But I also want to ask you a question, being that it's Women's History Month, and being that you're at a new company, whether it's this company, another company, or, even in school, as a first-generation Latina, okay? And I'm going to ask you this, because we both know this. In our culture, right, whether it's the Latinx culture, whether it's any culture, we have stereotypes within itself. So how can we teach our parents, right, to support women and women in STEM? Because I don't know about you, but it's hard explaining to my parents what an environmental health and safety engineer does. It's hard explaining to my traditional Hispanic parents, that I am an engineer. So let me ask you this. How do you explain to your mom and dad, like, hey, this is what I do. This is why it's a good thing. I'm breaking the stereotype.
Yeah, that one's actually really hard because I still feel like I'm struggling to explain to my
That's
mom or
okay.
to my mom what I do. Like, I feel like my dad still doesn't understand what I do,
That's
or
okay.
whenever I do explain it, they kind of think like, oh, she's fixing computers or printers, like something more of a technician. But sometimes you just have to come from a place of like they didn't have maybe those same opportunities, and maybe they don't necessarily understand where you're coming from. So just kind of being empathetic and kind of also doing a little bit of research to know what the words are. Maybe if your parents speak in a different language, like you know, you said we're Latinas and my parents don't know English, so I do have to do that research to see what are the words that I need to use in order for them to best understand what I'm doing. And also, for if you don't have that support from your parents, I feel like you do need to have those conversations. Like just sit down, create, like you said, create a safe space with them, so that, but also come from a place of empathy whenever you're talking to them, so that they kind of understand what you're doing, where you're coming from, and understand that those are the goals for your life. That maybe that's not something that they saw for you, but that's your life. And you, at the end of the day, you have to take ownership of it and ownership of your future. So I think it's really important to loop them in, at least try to.
Everything that you said, I want to let you know what you're doing right now is self-advocating for yourself. And that's what women do in Women's History Month. So you are a beautiful, amazing woman in Women's History Month. And again, there's no right or wrong answer to that question because it is a challenging one. It is a difficult one. A lot of us who are first gen, it's hard to, you know, explain to our parents, but you come from a beautiful place where we have to, don't get angry, don't get mad, you know, be empathetic, be understanding, take the time, be patient with them, you know, if they do speak a different language, and in time, you know, they will understand. And if they don't understand, don't feel bad. It's okay, because you're building that group here, whether it's through social media, whether it's outside of social media. Find your niche, find your club, find your support group. I know you and I, we have our own little engagement group, you know, where we vent to each other, we go to each other, we support each other. And that's really important. I know sometimes I feel like everybody's big sister here. And when I was in school, I didn't have social media. I didn't talk to my parents. I didn't talk to anyone. And it was like, oh my God, it feels like you're drowning. So to any student out there, right? Like if you're a student, you're getting ready to you're getting ready to go to graduate college, you're getting ready to start your first job. Please, 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 please take care of your mental health. Please, 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 please find that support group. Please, 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 please reach out to these amazing ladies. We have ladies who are all in different industries. And Eva, you're my last person, so I want to give you some spotlight. Is there anything that you would like to say or share and talk about Women's History Month?
Well, I am partnering up with a campaign in Houston. It's called Own Every Piece, and it's talking about basically empowering women to own their reproductive health. So I know that's another topic that we don't talk about enough, about, you know, your birth control. And I know here in Texas, there's so many laws that are trying to hinder women from even getting an abortion or even having contraceptives. So I just think it's really important to have those conversations, even with your parents. Like for me, I'm a Latina, first gen immigrant. I never had those conversations with my mom until like now in my 20s. So it's really important to not think of it as like it's something to be ashamed of or guilty of. Like it's your life. Your reproductive health is also a part of your overall health. So it's really important to have those conversations, and also for men to support women. You know, if you have Instagram, to repost those posts, and whenever it comes time to voting and elections, to vote for equity legislation, and also for women's rights, for more reproductive health care, and to close that gender pay gap. So
you hit key notes. No, you hit some key. Again, you're not scared. You're not scared. That's what I love about you. You're not scared, girl. You're not scared. You're going to do very well in life. Because when it comes to women's reproductive health, I'm someone I've talked about. I suffer from endometriosis. Oh, I hate to say I suffer, but I was diagnosed with endometriosis. Endometriosis is chronic pain when it deals with your menstrual cycle. Taboos, conversation. Men. Guess what? Your mother might have it. Your grandmother might have it. Your sister might have it. Your best friend might have it. Your girlfriend might have it. Your fiance might have it. These are women that you love. So stand up, speak up, support for the women that you love. Women's History Month is all day, every day. Don't ever miss a beat. Eva, hashtag take up space. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to invite our guys, and I'm going to have them come in and chat here. I'm going to have Eduardo and Dr. Nee. But Eva, once more, thank you. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe. Thank you for joining us.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you for having me, and also for sticking along, everyone. Bye.
We will make it. Don't forget to drop your Instagram handle in the comment, my dear.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Bye. Okay, so everybody who's still on, just hang in there. We're almost done. I'm going to go ahead and bring in Eduardo and Dr. Nee. We're going to just chit chat to kind of close this out. And let's find them right now. Okay, we have Eduardo, Luminous Automations loading. And then I'm going to bring in Dr. Nee from STEMedia.
Hey, I'm back.
Awesome. Let me go ahead and invite Dr. Nee. Technical difficulties happen. Hey. Let me see if I can.
Listen, fantastic job. I'm like, I'm just sitting there like, wow, they're handling this. Paulina's holding it down despite the unexpected occurrences.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
So Sandra's not going to be able to join us, but I just wanted to say to the two gentlemen that are joining us this evening, thank you so much. Because just like our last conversation that we had, each woman has said that we need male allies. And again, this is a male-dominated platform. I see the comments. I had to make some few blocks. It's okay. But we're here, and we're supporting each other, and we're helping each other. So thank you to the both of you guys.
Sounds like Sandra's available. I think I just saw her message. But yeah, so while we try to figure out like getting her in here, I just want to remind everybody, how it all started. I want to thank Sandra for making all this happen, because it was really her idea, and then she reached out to me, and then me and Nee were already talking about, creating more content. So we just combined, and now this is happening. So I just feel amazing that all the effort that all you ladies are doing, and the influence that is really, doing on other people, and, connecting with everyone. The networking part is amazing, and just want to thank Sandra for really making this happen. So this would not be happening without her. And yeah,
I'm gonna bring in Sandra. I think once you two leave, so that way I can bring her in again. The IG. That way I'm gonna let Sandra and I talk woman to woman. But Dr. Nee, you have anything to say?
Fantastic job. Everyone that came on, I enjoy seeing everybody. I enjoy learning more about each of you. Of course, I follow pretty much everyone here on IG, and it's just so awesome to hear you actually speak, to hear beyond just a post. So shout out to every single woman in STEM that came through here. Paulina did an excellent job. Shout out to Joan and Fernanda, of course, our other resident hosts. And then I just want to give you a shout out too, Eduardo. I no one really has mentioned how long you've built this platform again. Like, it's not always easy to build an audience and to consistently post content for years now, right? You've got to this point, and sometimes people get really protective of their audience when they get to a certain point. But shout out to you, Eduardo, engineering memes guy, for saying, hey, this is something we can use for good. So I want to say shout out to you as well.
Thank you, man. And never thought this was gonna happen. Never, and never in my youth I was gonna be making live content or memes or any of that. So everything that's happening, I hope it turns into something bigger, and we really impact people's lives. So I couldn't do it without you all. So thank you as well.
Sure. Thank you. And the replay will be on YouTube as well, here on IG, but also on STEMedia's YouTube. You can go watch the replay to anybody that's interested.
Awesome.
All right. We'll let Sandra come in, right?
Sandra, I'm seeing in the comments she's not going to be able to join us. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If I scroll up in Papaya too, she can't join. So correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys see that, I would still love to have her in here, but if she can't, that's okay too. So no worries.
Maybe she said we have to hop off. Yeah. All right, everybody.
The guys got to go.
All the ladies that came in. Thank you all.
We got to do this again. All right.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye, guys. Thank you. Okay, so let's see if we can get in Papaya Tutor. So I want to just talk a little bit about Sandra. Sandra is an amazing person. She reached out to me. She's the CEO of Papaya Tutor, and she is kind of the whole backbone of this whole idea for Women in STEM Wednesday. So let's go ahead and welcome Sandra in, because again, this is the last day of Women's History Month, but Women's History Month is every day. Hello, hello, Sandra.
Hi, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, I can see you, and I want to say thank you. I want everyone in the comments to drop down hearts. I want tons of hearts, tons of love for Sandra, because believe me when I say we've stayed up all night.
Yes.
Many nights organizing, planning, you know, making sure that the ladies here feel comfortable. It's a safe space. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, of course. And I mean, all your support, like, I mean, you guys do this outside of office hours. I mean, being an engineer myself, I know, and in Accenture, doing strategy consulting, I know that 12-hour day jobs are normal. So on top of that, you do this, and you know, like, it's just amazing that you're trying to lift women everywhere. And I think that that is why we came out with Women in STEM Wednesdays, because at Papaya, we believe that we want to have more minorities in STEM. We want to make a change. We want to make a difference. And a way to support women, or to, you know, let other girls know that you can be whoever you want, is to showcase you, ladies. You are doing all of the job out here. So it is just, you know, perfect to, and so honorable that Eduardo and me have jumped into this and are okay, you know, just letting you guys use their passwords and just come and take over their account. I mean, male allies, right? Like, I dropped in the comment that one time I had, you know, like I think that, well, I'm always the only woman in my projects, right? So I had like all the men speaking over me, and my practice lead came and he's like, hold on, everybody, Sandra is talking. And at that point, I wanted to cry because I was so over it at that time. I was so over it to say, like, I'm talking, let me finish, this and that. And when he said that, I wanted to cry because I was like, oh my God, like, you know, a male ally, like, that feels
Someone's
so awesome.
there for me. Somebody's there for you. Somebody's there for you.
Exactly. And that is amazing, you know, and that's why I was saying, like, you know, we need more male allies. Like, we need more men to give you credit. And like, I mean, look at Eduardo and me, you know, just like supporting a woman. Like I said, like, Papaya, I think, had 900 followers when I pinged Eduardo, and I was like, I'm trying to make an impact-driven startup. Can you help me? And he was like, yes, like, I can help you. And, you know, same with me. And, you know, like, again, to me, it's just more minorities. It's about breaking stereotypes. And I think I feel it's so close to my heart because I was always trying to break my own stereotypes, you know, as a woman, as an immigrant, as somebody whose first language is not English. And now I want to help more people and provide a platform that makes it accessible and cheap, you know, because I know that I didn't have the resources. So my tutors were back from Peru, and I was able to graduate and make my dreams come true. And I think more people should have the same opportunity.
Absolutely. And you know what? I will say right now, we can all hear it in your voice, Sandra. It is all coming straight from your heart. It's truly genuine. We're truly proud of you. It's Women's History Month. You yourself as an immigrant, you yourself as a mujer, as a first gen, everything the first you're doing. And you are what Women's History Month is about. Every single woman here today is what Women's History Month is about. Everyone who was listening, all the men who were on this call, thank you for your support. Thank you for your time. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to our sponsors. And please continue to stand up, speak up, support each other. Please remember to practice diversity, equity, and inclusion, and that the fight is still not over. There's still so much work to do. This is not over, but we're going to do it together. So then that way our future daughters don't have to have this conversation one day, right?
Exactly. And I'm so like honored to be part of this fight. I mean, it feels amazing, and I'm just so thankful and in such awe that all these women have dealt with like bigger problems and bigger issues before us. So as Dr. Nee said, you know, there is no time to feel bad about yourself. We are here to make a change, and we're, you know, together we can make it happen. So thank you, ladies, for supporting Papaya. Again, the platform, and, you know, like, we want to showcase you because you're the ones that are doing the work outside of your working hours to show other women that it's okay to speak up and that you don't need to take these microaggressions. So I'm so proud of all of you.
Hashtag take up space. Hashtag take up space.
Take it all. Take it all.
Take it up. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this Instagram live. So thank you to everyone. Thank you for joining us. Have a beautiful evening. Continue to stay safe. Please wear your PPE. Still a pandemic going on. Remember, hashtag take up space, and Women's History Month is every day. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful, lovely evening. I will make sure to save this. So
guys.
bye, guys. Thank you so much.
You.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.